Hi, welcome to my intuitive check-in. I do this every Tuesday at 5:15 p.m. I'm Janet Raftis. I'm an energy healer and a psychic medium, and I also teach intuitive development. So, and I apologize that it's a little dark in the background. I am on a quest to find the right space in the house to do this. But thank you so much for being here with me. I'm really grateful. Today we're going to talk a little bit about using your dreams, working with your dreams to receive intuitive guidance. And this is something that I do a lot. Our dream time is when our subconscious is working, and it's when our intuitive mind is working. And so a lot of times if I feel like I want more information or I want to communicate with my guides, I will set intentions when I go to sleep to receive the answer in my dream state. And this is a really, really easy and fun and insightful way to work with your intuition. So one thing that I do is that before I go to bed, I set an intention. I actually say like a prayer and have an invocation for what I want to get from the dream. So that might look like, let's say that I'm worried about something. I will ask my guides to give information to me through my subconscious, or I'll ask my higher self to give me information through my subconscious in my dream. So I'll set my intention for the dream, and then I might do a few other things as well. Sometimes I do just that. So this can be, however elaborate that you want it to be. It can also be super simple. So when I want to add tools in, something that I do is I might start just by opening my third eye, and I can do that just with an intention, or I might rub it a little bit and I might envision it getting open to receive the information and to have the psychic vision. Now, when we're dreaming, we're using our third eye anyway. So everything that we see in our dreams is coming to us through our third eye. So our third eye is open and active and doing a lot of work while we're in the dream state already. So I'll do that. Now I might also add in an oil. So this is cedar wood. This is one of my personal favorites for dream work. I will put just a little bit of cedar wood on my third eye, rub it in a clockwise motion. And I have found that when I use cedar wood, my dreams can be really, really, really crazy, in-depth, intense, insightful, sometimes even maybe a little bit too much. So I use it when I feel called to use it, but I don't always use it. And then the other thing that I might do, and I tend to do one or the other, is, thank you, Catherine, you're so sweet. I might use a stone. This is a kyanite. Kyanite stone is one of my favorites for intuitive work, period. It's just one of my personal favorites, and everybody's got their own, but kyanite for me really, really activates my third eye. So a lot of times I'll just wear it in my pocket, but I'll also put it in my left hand when I'm going to sleep, and it will help my dream state. And I actually learned that a long time ago from Diane Stein. She wrote about it in one of her healing books, and I've done it on and off for probably, I don't know, 10 or 12 years now. And it is a really, really great way to activate your dreams. And sometimes I lose the stone in the middle of the night. Sometimes I don't. I woke up the other day with it still wrapped up in my palm. But that's another thing that another tool that I might use. And then I just set my intention and I go to sleep. And when I wake up, I either talk to Scott about my dream if he's there, or I might use my phone to make a recording of it, or I might jot some notes down. I'm not always diligent with it. I would probably benefit by being more diligent with it. When I am really consistent with it, it really, really, really helps. But even just setting the intention and getting up and then sharing about it in the morning is really helpful. So I'll give you an example of something that happened for me. I've had some really, really profound experiences recently with dreams as well. I even had, you know, I'd set a really strong intention for some intuitive guidance to come through for me a couple months ago. And what came through was so powerful that it was actually like a very, very healing dream. I woke up from that dream changed. It was one of those dreams that like forever changed. It impacted me so powerfully that it forever changed how I operate in the world. But even a more subtle, and that one would take so long for me to describe to you, but I'll give you a more subtle version of how I worked with it. So one night I went to sleep. I set the intention that I wanted some information. I was worried about something in my dream or in my real life. And so I set the intention to receive guidance about it. I imagined my third eye opening up. That was all I did that particular night. I went to sleep. I was having just a regular dream. I mean, I was just having just a regular psychological style dream. And then in the middle of the dream, something switched. And this is one of the things to look for when you're working with intuition in your dreams. In the dream, something switched where all of a sudden it was almost like a lucid dream, but not quite. But in that moment of the dream, so I was, I think I was at like a bank window, and I was talking with the teller, and the teller actually reached through, like underneath, you know, where we slide the money. She reached through and she grabbed my hands and she looked in my eyes and she said, "Everything is going to be okay." And in that moment, even in my dream, I knew that my guides were talking to me. I knew it was the message that I was asking for. And I don't remember anything else about the dream, but that has stuck with me, and I knew beyond a doubt that that was it. And so that was one example. Now, there are many different ways to work with intuition and dreams, and we could really probably go on for hours about it, but I think that that's a really great practical way to start. Also, when you are working with your dreams, it is, like I just mentioned, really important to pay attention to some of the subtleties of the dreaming. So I really noticed when the quality of the dream or the connection in the dream switched. But even just writing your dreams down, you will start to notice where there are threads of guidance in them, where it can be woven into the fabric of the dream. Another thing is that you can ask your guides and your angels to meet you in your dream state. You can also connect with people who've crossed over or people who are alive. I call them visitation dreams, and they just started, I don't know when they started. They just started happening for me at some point in time, a long time ago, where I would be in my dream state and I would hang out with people that I knew. Sometimes it was people that were still living, but that I hadn't seen in a long time. Sometimes it was people who had crossed over. Sometimes it was people who I felt were my guides. But in my dream, it was the same as when I got that into that piece of guidance that I was sharing a moment ago. In my dream, there was a moment when it switched, and I knew that I was working on a soul level with the person that was showing up. Like, I would receive messages from the person, and it would be different. It would be a different interaction than what I typically get in my regular dream state. And I would notice the shift in the energy, and I would wake up with a profound sense of peace around the message that was shared. Now, I've also set intentions to do this in my sleep, to intentionally work with soul energies. It does not always happen for me, but it happens a lot. And I have actually had conversations with people who I needed to have conversations with that I was not able to have. Now in the digital age, we can have a conversation with just about anyone that we want. But before that, sometimes in unresolved relationships and so forth and so on, I've met with people on the spiritual plane during dream state and actually connected with those people and had very meaningful, heartfelt exchanges on the soul level. So, and that's something that is very, very special to me. It was something that showed up, but it was also something that once it showed up, I really started working with it. So I share it as a way that you also could do. And so, I think a lot of this when we work with dreaming and intuition is to be open to it and to have fun with it and to view it as an exploration, to see what comes up. And then, of course, documenting it as much as possible is really, really helpful, because you may also start to notice themes. You might start to notice intuitive hits or messages coming through, themes in your dreams. So if you are documenting them, and when I have gone through periods of documenting my dreams in the past, it's been such a vibrant and rich experience for me. And I've gotten a lot of messages from my higher self that way, and from my guides as well. So does anybody have any questions about anything I just said? Working with dreams is one of my favorite ways to work with intuition, and I would love to answer any questions if you guys have them, or if you want to share something as well. So I'm not seeing anything. I'm just going to give it a few more seconds. I'm so grateful to all of you who joined me either live or who will join later on, and I encourage you, if something comes up, if you have a question or you want more information about the oils or the gemstones or any of the techniques that I shared, I'm happy to answer them. So thank you so much, and happy dreaming. I hope all the guidance that you need and want is available to you and that you're able to access it and understand it through your dreams. Thank you.